Okay, classes in the house. How's everybody doing through track line interference location and line position locations? Now I'm in 400 million years in the future. Platitude division location at all levels. It's all signal locations, all levels and numbers. Sequencing interference location and patterns. Now, to understand that it's all allocated to streams, data streams, clocking streams, allocate timeline centers, interference locations, time locking, time chilling, time interference, time coloration line position. This is truly understanding when you're in position locations, the avatar has to understand what's going on to calculation. This modifies all level system locations. Today, we're going to get into all levels of the membrane. Ooh, the membrane, how it's set to signal locations. Now, what I want everybody to do before we get started is just take your hand, right hand line position location. Now, you understand the right hand line center is all levels of what? The earth. Because your right hand line center of your ear is position location due to track line conditions. This is the bounce locations of all levels. Okay, the flexitory line center. Now, flexitory is the communications all levels. The torical line center. Now, torical line center is position location to its Merkaba. It calculates and modifies all levels of line stream interference. See the fingers above and high position location how I travel in both line centers. One's the ground line center, one's in the absolute location of space. But in position location, it's bounce line conditions. Putting shape position locations to calculations changes position locations. See the light streams on the bottom locations on the south line position and everything to the north line center. It's set in the shape position location, but it's always in balance to the right line center and everything to the left track location to its conditions. Right hand interference, left hand interference, location of lock line centers. Now, this is turning standing when you go to traverse and time center location. So it's all about understanding what your hands are for the electrical lights. See the lights, see the stream lights, see the data stream interference, see the road graph line position, see the electrical line position, see the barcode interference, see the clocking system, 5-channel line position locations, all position to calculations, right? So it's true nice. See, solar flare connection, boom, boom, boom. See, so see that line goes graph line center, see the plasma from here to here. You see it? You see the plasma? See that? That's a plasma wall, right? So it's in this position location of travel position line conditions, right? Everything is communication. See the fingers, see the line strips, see the light graph line center. See how it moves back and forth location is calculation. So it's trying to understand how to use this in a level track system, right? It's all done through singularity and the singulatory system, okay? Now try to use your hand as formation line position. This is a hand. This is all level conditions. This is your arm. This is your hand position locations. These are your realms. These are your circulatory line conditions, all right? One position here, one position here. You have both center line positions, but you got also wire. You also have veins communications. You also have all levels of Ryan's belt, vector core communication cycle, rotation line interference, rotations, position location calculations. People don't understand what I'm talking about because I'm 400 million years in the future. Now, truly understand how we're allocated to position of teleportation units. With tracking communication is all about levels. See there's light there. See that? See how it moves back and forth? You see it? That's communications. Yeah, that's communication right there. See how it goes through? See how I line signal it in position, location, and calculation? There's a trifactor right there, right? All through light. So I'm just showing you how you use this all through body interference. It's program locations, all positions. Medical stand line center trifactor. So it's all about understanding how to use manufacturing shape numbers or communication cycles. It rotates the system location into its membrane, okay? So today we're going to travel to the membrane, okay? So it's all about understanding what's going on with your soul generators of your projection, right? Your projectors in the line center. Once we reset the position location to calculations, right? This will take you out of glitch line system in position. How you go through eye receptor divisions, how you go through eye receptor line connection clocking. It's all position location and calculations, right? Now, like I said, when I see everything in position, all right, it's all levels of purple. All right, so that means I'm in position. So it's kind of like seeing everything from outside because I've already created this space. So it's pretty cool because I see a graph screen and I put it up here and I do this, right? And then I fix the color to blue. And if I do it again, it goes back to purple, right? So line signal is a position location. So it's an eye line center that comes out from this to this, and you are in the middle positions and you're just moving it along, right? You're moving it along. You can actually see the position of the back force line conditions. So it's amazing how you see the graph interference. So it's pretty incredible when you see these things. And this is all blue. This is purple. This is blue. So I can change position, location, line conditions, graph interference. This will be purple and this will be blue, right? So it's amazing how you change position locations all through your finger point line center. But you have to stem the membranes. So everybody take their hands, your right hand positions, put it across the signal line here like this, okay? So it's attached to all level positions, okay? If you understand the matrix, how it's connected to the tube line position, except it's all levels of a circuitry line connection. Now that's position location of 3 wires in high line position, all right? So basically what I want you to do is touch one finger, another finger, another finger, another finger, all right? And then press your thumb, right? You will automatically activate the membrane. When you activate the membrane, the circulatory line center opens up the line stream locations of the panels, opens up all levels of the code signal location of your barcode line centers, open up all levels of your finger point location of collecting line system location and calculation. Now, in position, this is how you rewire the brain center. Very good, Ever. Calculation line centers. It's all about using the projector locations and getting out of the glitching centers. Glitching interference program location calculations. It's interchanging its position to interdimensional line conditions. This channel's position locations all levels of trifactor. High position to calculations, all levels of streamline centers of data process location. This opens up all channel line positions to calculation line conditions. All right, so 2 minutes, we'll get started. Hoo-ah. Pretty cool. All right. So you do that. That's how you activate your membrane. Now you know. All right. So it's the same thing with the console and your teleportation units. Next week, we're going to get into simulation, how to use the console line conditions, right? Going this way, right? Going this way, going this way, right? So it's like a gear shift, going back, going forward, going across, signal line positions. You know, the only difference is you don't have a clutch on your feet. It's all in the mind of thought, right? So for an example, let's get into teleportation line positions. We're going to start out with 2 line conditions, right? We'll go in this position location calculations, right? So what's this? What's this? This is all conductor line center. Okay, to understand that, you see a console, right? So right now, everybody's in a teleportation unit. Right now, everybody's a teleportation unit, right? Your interline interconnection position locations. There's gauges there, right? Once you get more in imagination, you come into phenomena, right? So press the buttons. All right, so now it's in sequence location of activation system. Set the core system. Okay, now we're going to travel a little bit. We're just going to go back a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to bring the position location of the console a little bit forward. All right, so we're just going a little bit. Now we're just going to go into a little bit of gliding. Okay, now we're traveling. Right, we're just in the cost stream right now. We're just going into we're just going to go into the firmament. We're not going to go too far out of position locations, just above the surface of the Earth. All right, so now we're just trying to understand what's going on through travel. All right, so let's just pull back. All right, and now you're on stand. You're on standby interference. Okay, so it's like. So if you want to accelerate, you can go this way. You can go this way, or you can mock all at once. So you start with this, and then you go with this, but start with this first. So it's truly understand how to initiate location to all levels of activation, right? So you start there first, and then you work your way up, right? So you get out of the, the wobbly sense and how to teleport. We'll get more into that next week in calculation, all right? Yeah, it's very cool when you guys are traveling and a teleportation unit becomes more real through imagination of phenomena. And that's what's coming into opposition locations when you come into the cruise and everything. All levels of Galactic 1 and Galactic 2. All right, so how's everybody doing so far? All right, for the new viewers, you guys are going to go through membranes. That's going to be really freaky for you guys. Now the rebellion is already in set ways and calculations. All right, so everybody's going to go through my computer screen. You're going to set the wave cycles and central line interference. You're going to go into the singulatory line conditions, all levels. Okay, this is all connections, all levels of the cerebrum. The condition line center location, all levels. Understand the calculations, all levels of you through how it's put in position. How to travel through it is another thing. It's the operation of its avatar system, right? the circuitry linings, the circuitry panels, the singulatory. Singulatory is extremely important to the circulation rotation. It sets the ground system to all levels of its Merkaba. The channel operation has to be in position locations of direction to understand how to travel through these things. Now, in sequence locations, it's all about traveling through the 12 line center, 24, 48, 72, and 144. Now, the 12 doesn't exist in the avatar rotation, but it's in position location of bounce of practice. Now, we get into that clocking system next week. I really want you guys to understand when you get in your crews and your units 1 and 2s is really understand how to travel through teleportation. Okay, because it's extremely real. Because you are the game, right? So you have to learn how to control the game inside you, which controls the atmospheres of position, right? But it's amazing when you can see something like this, understand what it is, right? You go this way, right? You cross this way. So you have to understand what the light is doing. What is it doing when I'm crossing my hands, right? So it's all about light stream. Now, this is a light stream indicator. Now, you see the plasma line position? Now, I'm just going to do this, right? Now, I see it. What I see in front of me is a digital frame, okay? It's a hologram structure. It has digital codes. So I set the signal line rotation. It changes its position location to its location, right? Coloration change, right? So the circulatory line center and its position location of singularity changes the matrix line strips in position location to fingerprint location direction. So it's fascinating when you travel through all these things, right? But you have to understand the membranes and how it activates line center to its spine location. So how's everybody doing so far? Kayla, Michelle, Richie, Rainer, Trey, Amber, Airbender, Michael, Lauren, Val, Ellen, Jill, Aaron. It's great to see all levels of the crew, units 1 and 2. You have to really get into formations of travel. Everyone's going to help you out next week. It's going to set up a structure for you guys that you can travel through. But you have to really understand all levels of use through the conditions of your membranes and your brains interference. So the brain is extremely adaptable. Now, its position location to a satellite dish. It stays on the ground system. It stays in the 1% in the physical line, right? So everything that you do is position location of the heart. If it's not position location of the heart, you're not traveling position location in the right direction. Now you're in your headspace. So don't get out of track interference or anything electrical light conditions. Lucy, how's it going? All right. Rooted ground, e-fields, blazing, white lights, crystal, staff, right hand, dragon. So you guys are already traveling. That's good. It's good to see that. Okay. So they know exactly what's going on. And this is the Trinity standing to make it very well clear. When you're in the avatar system, you're already traveling. It's just where are you traveling to? What is your intent? What are you intending to do? Right? What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? This is the structure of you of bringing yourself forward through its avatar system. It's knowing how to push the right buttons in position, right? Especially when you understand all levels of you in space, right? Especially when you're looking through the screen. It's really cool, guys. This is blue and this is purple. And then I can just change it. Now this is purple, this is blue. So it's amazing how you change positions, right? I can change the graph line centers, right? I can bring it in closer. I can push it up farther, right? I can line strip. I can pull it out, right? Put that out, put that in, change this, change that. So that's a connection when it comes into full communication of space. That divisions its line signal to its major grid location. So it's amazing how we come into that connections. And this is when we come across signals of the galaxy relay. Okay. You have to understand all position locations of overdrive. Okay. Overdrive is a high position location running a program location to your avatar system. Okay. So it's all about understanding anything to all of the system. Okay. You have an underlay. Now, an underlay is to understand the membranes of the graph line center. It's extremely complicated because you have to understand your brain is actually a galaxy. So if you look up, everybody look up, right? Now you're going to see electrical lights. You're going to see panel interference. You're going to see actually a course of your brain. And now it's moving. You see electrical light connections. You see the hologram structure. All right. Now give it a second. Then you're going to see blinking lights, white crystals, high positions, graph line centers, light streams, data interference, right? So you can actually look at it and then you can bring it down in sequence and then you can fix it in all position locations, put it back in calculation. So this is a true understanding when it goes into wave levels of phenomenon channel. A phenomenal channel is all over locations of its imagination. You start with imagination and you work your way into all level system, right? But you got to create the space first. And the only way to do that is to understand the avatar of its operation and side position. So, yeah, it's really amazing. Talk about what I do all day, you know? It's unbelievable. Going inside and going insane inside. Yeah, it's unbelievable when you see these things, especially understand your fast track interference, your position location is changing, coloration channels, coloration channel, line rotation, everything's coloration, positional line streams, everything rainbow after line positions, calculate line conditions, number sequence locations, triangle line, inner line position locations, off signal line condition identification. All right. So always end with the identifications because you're sending it out, right? So you're identifying you first, which puts everything to its program location of its graph interference. That's time sequence, time lock, time shape. That's a time sequence location to its tesseract, a position location and calculation, right? So it has to be in one signal, one active line position. If one off position location, this is a two vector line center, one interference off system, has to be in position, has to be in position, has to be in position, has to be in position. Now I can line triangle line center in position location and calculation. Right away, no thinking, all knowing, all doing. So I don't have to worry about, oh, wait a minute, that's not right. This is wrong. What's going on? Back in calculation. Don't even think about it. Done through equation. This is the problem that we have to understand is sequencing the brain frequency line center where you don't have to look at your fingers anymore because they're communication to each other and they talk really, really fast, right? So you get the balance location of the grounds and you get balance location of space. Hooah. So spinning ground, energized, easy button engaged in calculations. Well, it comes into its initiation program location to its calculations too. So, all right. In a proactive line rotation and line conditions. Are you guys all right? You guys are getting images and I haven't even started yet. Oh my gosh. But I wanted to show you how powerful it is. You have to balance with everything that you do, 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 right? That's all modification signals. So you have to have the balance of the yin and yang, everything that you process, do location, do its calculations. And you don't have to look at your fingers because you know you're right in position because it's balance of all position, location to its calculation, right? It's fascinating when you do these things. So that's what you guys should try out. Right? Because if you're off signal, you have to understand how to get back on track system, So if one is in positional vector, two is in positional vector, three is in positional vector, four is in positional vector, five is in positional sector line center, in position location, one off position, three off position, one position location, two position line center, rotation line conditions, constant communication, top rotation line condition. Wow. All right. So talking very fast because I'm 400 million years in the future, guys. And this is true to say when you calculate all level system rotations. All right, so let's go into three line center rotation position. Start position locations. This is dimensional door line center. Okay, it's all set up in sequence locations, plateau interference location. So you have to understand the triangle line center rotations, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 point line centers, but there isn't times 12 in position locations, 144 line positions. Is 1.4 million position locations, 44 track line centers, and time frequency time code line center, dimensional line interference location and calculations. Box center position location and calculations into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 position location triangle line center in positional calculation. Now, this is truly how it's set up, position locations or line system. So allocate time switch locations of three-dimensional door locks in communication of 3 point center line position locations, vector communication on levels, fluctuation line positions, coloration change in position location, I receptor interference line position, correlation line centers, dimensional line inner line condition position locations, clocking center line conditions, data stream interference locations, right? 50 minutes, have fun. All right, in position locations, and then we'll go into the membrane. All right. It's crazy what's going on, right? Okay, let's see here. Started a group text about JFL legs flywheel, the same structure as the straw man. Seeing how the neutral highways all light up as the neurons are firing. Yep. Fire and wiring locations connections. You have to fully communicate to all levels of the brain line system locations. Right? This is the true understanding where you get balance with everything. I'm not looking at this. I know exactly what I'm doing. There's no thinking. It's all knowing and doing. It's already stored in the cloud interface. If you try to see, it's next to impossible for me to disrupt anything through channel line and center. If it's off system, it's off kilter. It's not traveling. Understand? So the two vector line center. Together as one. Okay? So communication around line center rotation of family, communication all levels, calculation all level connection line and locations. So it's true to understand how to communicate to your family, kids, and loved ones better and track location to those connections. So I'm just showing you each finger is different until location of time. To understand communication all levels to its membrane interference location of brain graph line connection. All right. Woo! Keep seeing Jeannie from TV series. I Dream of Jeannie. Seeing all the upgrades made Brady. So you guys are seeing serotonin connects all levels. You're seeing the dopamine line and center line interference. So your TV receptions all levels have passed. You're seeing Junie in a bottle. You're seeing frame line centers, T reception locations, and calculations. It's amazing when you get into the membrane position locations, but we're not there yet. So in calculation line connection, I'll show you how it's graphed in the center where you go into the claw line conditions. It's all about understanding how everything is in a connections of electrical lights, electrical interference locations, how this is all levels of the motherboard, and how this is the mothership, and how this is the chakra system. Then you got the rotation center, it's communication. Then you got the flux capacitor line connection. Activates the line stream interference. So there's a lot of things you have to understand position. So we went through this in calculation. All right, so now we're going in position locations. Now, I'm going to show you this. This is how you're going to go through the membrane. Now, it's all circuitry line connections of singularity. Now, you truly have to send the singularity location of matrix line interference. That's broken location of alphabetical line connections. This channels operation to your data streams. So this opens up all optical line center rotations of vortex communication of orbits, high line center to galaxy line connections, trial position locations all levels into the crew, into galactic 1s and 2 position line center, into the GFL and the rebellion system. Okay, so I'm going to press the buttons communication cycles, right? This is photo op line center, photosynthesis locations. This is your membrane line center. So trial position locations, recognize all position location of wire line center, all levels of communication. That's how you start all levels of the spine line connections, which is 3 wire line center rotation in position of graph interference. That sets us the single location to planet line connections, right? Now you're in the membrane. Have fun. 20 minutes. Woo! All right. So in calculations, we got one more box center left in position locations, which basically resets all levels of your body track interference location channel line centers and everything through your generators of your projection of high systems of reflection. All right. What's going on, everybody? Okay, just seeing the file set up like straw man, structures man, in the middle, each spoken accounts. Okay, I set up the stairs, the sunshine rays of each spoke. Okay, connection line system here. I see an image of diamond shape, the stars glowing, not shape of star, but dots of glowing lights. Well, you see what you need to see. So this is called all levels of a matrix graph. Now, matrix graph is true to understand your vessel communication hieroglyphics. That's the calculation you have to understand position location of times pi times square. Sector line communication and interference location of channel line centers. It's true to understand the operation of U through full cycle, right? So you can use anything through the alphabetical line center, but make sure you understand that everything that you do is nothing but codes. It's not the alphabetical system. It's not A, B, C, D, E, F, G. No, it's all done through codes. Now you can triangulate. You can force the line graph line position. You can do anything through singularity or the singulatory system. The singulatory is extremely important to the avatar system. This grounds the communication of the Merkaba to all circles of its gravitational pull. And it's all position location of your panels of wire connections to its barcode and its 5-point line center of its clocking location to its information, electronic interference. Okay? So you really have to learn how to use your finger point locations calculation. All right, so if you go through an F-line center, now F-line center is just a practical location. It's an F, right? But an F-line center equal location to its connections. F equals line, okay, slash center. What does that mean? What does anything mean? So it's trying to understand anything through F can mean anything through form, right? So this comes into all levels of form, and this is how it trains location of levels of interpretation line centers, XT1000s, to line strip interference. See? Line strip interference. Rotation center position calculations. Now, it sets a digital pad interference line position to its all lines to its angle. It sets its position location to its level of its communication cycle. Communication. Right? High system line connections. High channels and position locations comes into its box line center in position location and calculation. High channel its rotations into line signal location of triangle line center in position location and calculations. Opens up all cycles in position and calculation. Open up channel line centers back in line center and interference position locations into another triangle line center rotation. In position locations, all levels of graph line center into a stealth. Ooh-ah. So that's how you use an F-line center to form location and position location of stealth-line center connection levels of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 26,000 point line center position location data streams in there. Calculation on levels of graph line center interference location colors and patterns. Communications of decoding line centers, error code line center rotations. Okay, so this is kind of line conditions of the digital code line and rotation in position location of the trap line system. Now the trap line center is its connection to its overdrive. The overriding system location is its calculation modification system location to its F line. FY line center rotation interference program setting position location Q calculation. So it gets complicated. And you guys are already complicated. So it's all about putting all letters, numbers, and shapes and symbols, all position location to a graph line center to teleportation. To an XT1000 or a stealth. All right. Okay. Soaring on the Banshee, swirls. I see two connections on each side of brain, and up in front of the projection of the connections. Okay. Whoa, who's dumping all the water? Okay, let's see the swirls. Awesome. Putting up screens while on Banshee, fixing upgrades, scanning. Boop. Looks like the blue diamond is raised in the middle. Thunderbird pattern opened by flyby. Stars everywhere, different planets. I'm seeing the weeds moving back and forth with the movement of the ocean, water swaying back and forth. Good. You're seeing what you need to see through nature. Everybody sees everything through perception. But I really want you guys to get into your head formations to get balanced with each one. Without even looking. Ooh-ah. All right. All right, so that's communication cycles all level of position location of wireline center interference. So hydrate, drink your water. Okay, now we got one more signal in calculation modification. Now, this is a computer membrane. Now, the communication membrane is all calculated and modified through the central line center. That's a teleportation wave. That's infinity circle location to its calculations. Everybody has that in the projector. So we're going to change the projector line center, change the body track interference, change the generation of light conditions, reset position location to wireline interference, change the probe location to matrix line conditions, change the universe line position locations into higher level division line conditions. This is about upgrading the avatar into the heart line center of 5D position locations. The heart is the last to activate. The body stream has to be in a certain line position. This is a teleportation wave line center that opens all levels of position location and calculations. All right? So I'm going to set the single line center, change the graph interference. Rainbow line channels is coming into calculations, right? Okay, it's set in signal, it's activating line stream. All right, so we're going to center out position location, center course in rotation center, fluctuation line position location and calculations, down ground line center rotations. Now we're going to set the key line center. Key line center is coming to position calculation, right? View, 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 view. Signal in rotation line position. Set the wave in position and calculations. Center course, everything through all levels of crew, G1, G line center location calculations, units 1 and 2, calculation modification, teleportation line conditions. Open all position location in GFL, communication line center rebellion. Set the course line center position of stream interference. Box line on position calculation. I set the course line center, stream interference. You guys are going into the box line center, 8 central line position, circle location, side line connections. View, 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 view. Set the core line center rotation interference, coming in track line center position location, outline center in position location, outline rotation interference locations into membrane interference line position. 20 minutes, have fun. Single line center rotation. All right. So after the sequence is done, you guys will have a new body generator, high line center rotation. Okay. Last but not least, now we go into all opposition locations of Mercury. Yes, we have to set the planet. Planet's coming into Mercury line center. All right. Mercury charge, high position location and calculations. This is Mercury. Okay. Let's go into highest systems here. Change position locations of Mercury. All right, so Mercury is a digital lock point center rotation of a planet. Okay. It's true to understand that when you get to a certain level, of traverse on time, you understand the calculations of rounds. Right? See the little dots there? They're all in sequence. See that? That's Mercury. Now, Mercury is going to channel line. See, solar graph coming in. Mercury is going to channel line center locations of all the body track line conditions, rewire everything through calculations, reset your generators and light centers, and open up all levels of track interference. Now, that's going to open up all channel line positions to your I receptor and inner line conditions to your receptor. That's going to channel division location to your binary reset position and calculation. This is going to open up all levels of Mercury position to new battery line center, to new generation line position, to new projector location of its reflection. Okay. Channel operation line position calculations coming into all line conditions. Right, here we go. View, 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 view. Do 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 do. All right, it's set in sequence. It's got its line channel interference and program locations. Okay, so Mercury is now in a battery reset position locations, all levels of track center. Okay, so this is going to take you out of the glitch interference and put you in more program location to its calculations, high position locations to its high system, right? Receptor and inner line conditions all level program location. There you go. 10 through equation. So, how's everybody feeling? This is what you get when your general's 450 million years in the future. So, grid patterns look smooth, balancing, love it, hold. New skin being made for balancing, holding, very good. Changing your graph line center to all structure locations to your skin. Excellent, Alan. Green is new green. Yep, feel great. Yep. It's all through connections to Mercury, guys. All right, so you get a new battery reset location, a body line center rotation interference location, and all major grid line connections all to your singularity and your singularity lines defense position of secure line measures. Open all communication line centers to the computer line position location rotation system. Hooah. Confirmation in. That's how it works. All through the planets of Mercury. New projector. A projection, guys. See, all levels of your imagination core system is now in position location of phenomenon. Translucent skin. There you go. Hey. Woo! Almighty. So it's amazing how you do it through my computer line center. This is my computer line center. But this is this one box breaks the locations of just one cell in my body. All this is done from one position location in one particle system. Photons, electrons, neutrons, and everything through its location. All shapes, letters, numbers, and symbols. So modification line conditions. This is all calculated at all levels of one cell of 24 computers. One cell. How many cells do you have in your body? So, woo! Happy dance. Happy dance. New projector to your body, a generator from Mercury. Congratulations. So, yeah, you guys did a fantastic job in traveling. So I showed all levels of the crew, units 1 and 2, to understand really how to get into your teleportation unit. Okay, you can talk to Airbender, or you can talk to all levels of Jill. Okay, they're the rebellion leaders. Okay, so it's sure to understand how to get really calculations of your Merkaba, and really how to channel high in position location calculations. So yeah. You have a new body graph screen right now. It's coming into all levels. You are now in visibility of translucent location of patterns. All right. So we're all levels of Mercury location of channels in phenomenon system. So it's all good. All right. Clean work today. Teamwork. You're doing great. So as I start in my hand, and when I move away, the light stayed and I couldn't do. See my hand shape. Thank you. But let's see, as I say, you guys are going to disappear. And that's the whole point, is for you guys to get into positions. The faster you go, disappear. Right? All right. Thin air. Now you can create your simulation. All right. Starting to glitch. Yeah. It's just going back into form. So it's all about resetting. That's good. Okay. So you have to worry about. It's resetting a whole new body. Okay. So it's all position location and calculations, how you reset location and anything through your projector to all levels of your reflection. So you know exactly what you're seeing, right? What you are seeing, people. Okay.
No, I don't have.
That's right here. So it's amazing how you get put everything back in position location and calculations all through humanity. Hooah. Right? So, questions and comments, I will be heading over to TikTok. Right? Tomorrow, we get into all levels of Saturn. Get into Saturn locations, all position locations of overdrive, flash drive, interference locations, back in calculations. Changing all metric line, interline conditions, all rotation and position locations to all levels of you through your reactor line centers. Communication of cycles, rotation interference. All right. See you guys later. Adios.